Greetings, people of the world. Matthew back with you here at Novora Autism for the start of our second expansion here in Final Fantasy XIV, Stormblood. After the adventures that we've had in both A Realm Reborn and Heavensward, it's now time for us to go, once again, confront the Garlean Empire and try to liberate two very different lands from their oppression and bring them to freedom. So, if you're ready, come along with me, because it's going to be quite the journey. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so for those who are joining us in stream, greetings people of the world, Matthew back with you here in Overall Autism for the first day of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood Live. And so today we are going to be embarking on our journey with Corinne Loren, the new Warrior of Light, who will be trying to drive out the Garlean Empire from two very different territories. I've already had an opportunity to see the content in early access, and there is certainly going to be some very emotional storylines as we will go along. Because, yeah, the Garlean Empire really has not had much of a say in the story within Heavensward, but in Stormblood, they will be back with a vengeance. So, to begin our journey, let's make our way to Mordona, which is the last place we left off the story within Heavensward. And of course, Mordona being the home of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, we are going to be going to hook up with them, and we'll be embarking on our journey. Let me go ahead and give a hello to Olivier first. And so, as the sun starts to peak up here in Mordona, we have to go and meet with our friends. Starting on Stormblood. So yeah, I'm sure that the Signs of the Seventh Dawn are going to be waiting upon us expectantly. Yes, there are the twins of the Leviar family, Alphanode and Alice. So it'll be Alphanode who will be giving us our first Stormblood quest. Let's speak with him for the level 60 challenge entitled Beyond the Great Wall. Alphanode is a man with a great deal on his mind.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh,
hello there.
I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
I'm sure that is true. But now Tataru has arrived.
Alphanode, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Sounds like it's go time.
Yes, sir.
So what does it say?
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
Well, that's good news for us.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Of course he does.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
So what's in your mind
The
there,
wall
Lise?
serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Mhigo included, from the rest of Eorzea.
To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Which would of course be the obvious perception.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Mhigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lys. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamegan opposition.
In other words, everything by the book.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lys's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Mhigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Do you really have to think it over?
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Yeah, it makes
Well,
sense.
that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
That's why she's here. Yeah, what we say? As if you have to ask.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well.
I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things.
Yeah, who are we holding back?
I trust you have no objections?
Well, obviously Oriange.
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
Well, well, sorry to
It is
see you
settled,
stick
then.
around, Thancred, but
Let us each see to our preparations.
yeah, to each his own. Okay, thanks, Skyla. Go ahead and post it. Yeah, feel free to go ahead and post your link there, Skyla, by all means. Alright, Alpha Node.
Ready, my friend?
Oh yeah.
Well then. Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Excellent. And we'll not be alone. Yeah, Gyuri and Gosetsu will come along as well.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Gyr Abania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
Oh no?
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Yeah, I guess they have their own agenda.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
We wish you the best of luck.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. Let all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Indeed.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate. Together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
Thank you, Lady Yugiri. And you too, Kosetsu. And so they're heading home. And as for the others, 1,000 moons apart yet united in purpose, let us pray both our endeavors will meet with success. Shall we then? Indeed we shall. With Alphino being the only boy coming along. Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What now? Alright then, if you insist. If you're familiar with what Tataru's done in the past, you know where this is going. Yeah, even Lisa's gonna sport some new duds. Yeah, she's still gonna hold on to her red leggings, but she's got a new shirt on. What do you think? As I can see, I designed it to be light and loose. An outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this and I may have to stop introducing you as the salon's receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Totaru. Thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it. And with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onward, to Gyr Abania. Our first stop will be at Amadasai's Spire in the East Shroud. Yeah, let us girls escort the only boy to the East Shroud. Let's go ahead and warp to the East Shroud right now. Where, of course, Corinne was bestowed the title of Warrior of Light from Mathia. So, we know where we're going. It's this way. And these may be familiar territories for us, but where we're going is truly uncharted. And for those of you who are wondering what this is that Corinne is riding, this will be the mount she will be using as her primary mode of transport within Stormblood. The steed known as Kirin. A steed that is known for having a brilliant glowing hue as you saw, and is obtained by getting all the Primal's horses. So you have to get all of those in order to get that one. So, Cynthia is alongside me, and she's going to be accompanying me on the journey, so yeah, I'm not going to be alone on this, as far as friends and companions are concerned. Of course, we have the Scions as well, so let's speak with Alphanode. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed to Gyr Abania. And that will be this gentleman right here. Oh, the signs of the 7th dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? By all means, please do. And so, for the first time, we set foot in the home of Mhigo, Gyr Abania. So now to officially enter uncharted territory. And we'll also be seeing this quite a few times. You'll see where we are and where we are going.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Gyr Abania once more. Me and my fellow scions, the warrior of light among us.
Well, everyone from the Grand Companies is
Behind
here.
us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
And so, away we go. Through the blood and the fire, there will be a lot of it. Because, yeah, it's gonna start getting vicious now. So to complete our initial journey, our initial quest, we want to speak with the leader of the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah, the one and only General Rauban. Hey General, how have you been? Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Castrum Orion. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None, save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols. We've barely had any contact with them. But we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelsar's wall weren't enough, Ilberd summoned a primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald does not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. 'Twas the declaration of war, even if it was not Hilberd's to make, and now we are bound for it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Then I'll leave you to it. Goldspeed. And hey, even Sid's here. Ha! Of all the Castra in the world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing elegant weapon and draconic primal. Omega and Shinryu, I think the shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has singularly failed to do. Then 'tis like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. And so yeah, there goes the Sid cameo. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on into Gyr Abania, we'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. I think we can be in agreement on that. So, for our initial completion, we get 167,400 experience points and nearly 1,500 gil. Get used to hearing that little tune at the end there for completing quests, because you'll be hearing it in a lot of different manifestations in this game. So, the next quest will be starting when we speak with Lise. So let's speak with her to take on the level 60 challenge entitled Lise Takes the Lead. Lise is eager to leave Castor Morion. As you've probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Ralgar's Reach, an old temple to the east of here across the Volodina River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. And so, with that information, we are now going to follow Lise not all that far. And for the purposes of starting out, we're going to have Corinne on foot. We'll have her go to Mount later, but I want to take this slow and easy to give you guys an idea of what exactly is around here. Including, among other things, tree ants, like this Leshy. There are a lot of them around here, and people who played this game in early access certainly got to see what these guys were all about. They certainly proved themselves to be quite the irritating pests. Yeah, make no mistake, they were very much irritating pests. We have Sapri over here on the right. If you're familiar with the Rafflesia battle from Bahamut Turn 6, you know what they are all about. Oh, and yeah, I guess Skyla's attempts to pull on a debuff got its attention. Alright, that one's down. Yeah, you may have also noticed as well that playing as Dragoon, my Blood of the Dragon meter has been altered. So now it's no longer shown at the top of the screen, it's now shown on the side of the screen as its own separate gauge. And we'll talk more about how the skills have been modified as far as how they can be used as we go on. So let's speak with Lise to continue. Still with me? Good. From here we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Well, that's good. Meanwhile, we have a new viewer joining us, Pilot Storm. Welcome to Let's Play Novel Autism. Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you with us this morning. Yeah, as I said before, we will be dealing with a lot of these tree ants. They always like to stick close to the road. They always like to stick close to the road, and so chances are, unless you're willing to really go off the beaten path, they are just gonna stay all over you. But before I should go any further, I should probably take it upon myself to alter my job set, because there have been various skills that have been altered as far as accessibility, and some have even been removed. Leg Sweep, for example, I have to reapply that because it has now been changed as far as how it's given to you. Because now you have to do it in such a way because it's now a multi-purpose skill, like Second Wind is. So what I need to do is to remove all, and I want to apply the skills that are going to be the most useful to me, which in my case will be Second Wind, Leg Sweep, Invigorate, Bloodbath, and Faint. So let's go ahead and apply those. So yeah, I have to reapply my skill that I already had here. Don't know why that is, but that's something I just got to do. And there have also been some skills that have been taken away, like Phlebotomize and Power Surge and Rig of Thorns. 3 skills that you gained as a Lancer and a Dragoon are no longer available to you here. So I have to alter my set as such. And as we go along, I'll also take it upon myself to add on some of the other skills that I'll be getting as well. So yeah, I think that is a good setup for me right now. Oh, guess I should also add on Doomspike because, yeah, this was one of 2 different AoE abilities that a Dragoon had through the first 50 levels in A Realm Reborn. But now through Stormblood, this is the only AoE move that a Dragoon can get until they get to Dragonfire Dive at level 50. So let's go ahead and put this to the test. Yeah, I'm glad I was given a sufficient amount of time to explain that. So I'm giving myself buffs and I'm giving the tree ants here, the Leshy, a debuff. So yeah, that's how that's going to work now. We also have Gazelle Hawks over here on the left. Giant wasps that somehow escaped from St. Mosian's Arboretum, which was, of course, one of the first new side dungeons that was given in Heaven's Ward. Now, we're not going to bother attacking this thing because A, it's level 70, and B, it's a hunt. Yeah, we're going to run down towards the Volodina River here. And we're going to keep revealing more of the map. So yeah, our companions of the Scions are waiting for us at the riverbank. Let's meet up with Lise here and continue on. So how's it look, Lise? I don't see any soldiers. Good, let's cross. Yeah, what is that exactly? You're wondering about the tower to the south? Yeah, it does kind of stand out, doesn't it? Even as Garlean Empire theme music. It's a part of Castellum Volodina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely moments away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Very well. Yeah, of course, that theme music, very familiar to people who go to Castrum Sentry and Mordona to liberate the Scions after the Garlean Empire kidnaps them. And then on top of that, there's also, when you get to hear it when you're playing in Castrum Meridianum, the penultimate initial main story dungeon. So yeah, you saw us go past the Sarcophagus, or whatever you would call that. Then we got Gaganas here. Flightless birds that can cause no end of trouble. I don't know why I use Second Wind. I guess that's just how confident I am, but then again, it can be easy to get be on the wrong side of your health meter pretty fast because, yeah, since most of these enemies are feral, if they attack in groups, you can find yourself in a bad spot. And that's not something you want. Also, I'm really surprised that Skyla has the aggro. Because, yeah, usually bards don't get aggro. Then we got little spinner spiders over here. Now you're probably wondering, how am I going to be able to hold on to Blood the Dragon for an extended period of time? Well, in early access, I learned that initially you'll only get the use of Blood the Dragon to get an expansion on your meter once. and then you'll have to go through the rotation again. But eventually, we're going to get to a point where once you have gained a certain amount of experience levels, then you'll be able to actually have a 5-point rotation, where you can use your basic rotation or your status affliction rotation, and then incorporate both parts, Fanging Claw and Weeding Thrust, into your rotation together. So then you'll have a 5-move rotation instead of a 4. That's one of the ways that they've changed the skill sets for the game. Yeah, I actually wasn't even aware that that move had been done for a while. Oh, looks like I got the spinner's attention. So we'll show him how we do things around here. Yeah, he's dead. Then over here we have a Dustdara, a little golem of sorts. Yeah, sadly, as a Dragoon, I don't have the ability to pull aggro off an opponent unless it just works out like that the whoever gets the aggro just ends up holding it. Might as well go through you too, since you just happen to be so conveniently close by. Oop, look out! Alright, he's dead. As you can see, we're going over that way on the map. Yeah, there are a few Earth Sprites here, but they're basically the only non-feral opponents that you're gonna fight out here. So there are the Scions. So we follow them all the way over here. Well, oops, I didn't mean to speak to Kryle. Yeah, we want to speak with Lise. We're here. On the other side of this pass is Volgar's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there's some sort of trick to this? Yeah, Y'shtola sensing for it. Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Y'shtola. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms? Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Garleans. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if Tartaru told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. Yeah, you might not necessarily remember her, but yeah, she did come to us. And initially, I had, given what Ilberd was doing, I had initially thought her to be, like, Ilberd's lapdog, but that's actually not how it happened, as you'll see. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way, and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. Not a problem, I guess. And so... and with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare. And so, away we go. So we spent time out in the wild, now it's time to enter a settlement. But I imagine there'll be a lot of people there when we arrive. Yeah, this way!
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Rhalga's Reach, a holy place and a fitting home for the Resistance. For the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Mhigo.
That's quite an impressive statue there.
They were waiting for us there. Men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost. For what could be ours again.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not here to attack you. Hello there. So yes, this is the person we want to speak to in the middle, Mr. Conrad. You'll forgive our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Well, I guess you would have heard of us because of Mhigo. And thus, we complete another quest and get another 167,000 experience points.